Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the book club, and not just your ordinary book club, but we are doing the last unit of Toure Roberts' Balance. So, if you have not read it or listened to previous videos I've done on this book, please go and check out my YouTube station and get caught up on this. This book has been so fantastic. It's just about figuring out your peace, your balance. And it's like positioning yourself so that you can do things as well as you can do them by making sure that you are as close to perfect balance in your life as you can be. So this unit is about refining balance. And so this is, the assumption that we've already gone through and we've defined balance, and, we put our place in balance. We know what it is. And then now we are going to refine it. We're going to make it to its best, at its peak that we can do. So basically, I'm going to start out with a quote from Marvin Gaye. It says, "If you cannot find peace within yourself, you will never find it anywhere else." And that hits so true, because it's kind of almost a statement that I say all the time, that if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of anybody else. So you have to, take care of yourself, find peace within yourself so that you can find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it out there. It's in here. It's in here. So, because balance is real and it's life-changing. Once you find that. So, a major part of you transforming to that place is surrendering to peace. So, and part of that is the absence of conflict. When we talk about the absence of conflict, we're not saying that you'll never have conflict in your life. Of course you will. But we're talking about the absence of conflict within yourself, to figure out what it is and how to stay there. Peace, it's not something that, according to Toure, it's not something that you gain. It's something that you recover after it's been disrupted. Because we start out with balance and peace within ourselves. It's a lot of times everything that's going on out there that strips it away. And so a lot of times we're not paying attention, and it's just like chipping at us a little bit at a time, until all of a sudden, when it gets really bad, is when we notice. It's like you don't notice, as it's going until it's like, oh my God, like I have nothing left in me. And so, the instruction is not really to find peace. It's to not allow all of your peace to slip away. It's to be able to recognize when that's starting to happen. So, part of the thing that we also talk about is riding the wind. And basically that's talking about, stop resisting stuff. Here's the thing. Or when you stop resisting something, When you stop resisting something, you stop giving it power. So when things are going on and we're spending all our time and our power and our energy trying to resist that, it's chipping away at your peace and chipping away at your energy. And so we can best determine what to do with our energy and how to leverage it so that it works in our favor. Now, there's going to be times on your journey through the life when you have to accept certain painful realities in order to achieve peace. There's some things you have to accept. There's people that you have to realize and embrace that are not good for you and your life. They're toxic, and you may have to let some things go in order to ultimately get that peace. So if we can learn to transform the energy of that unwanted properly, not only will we regain our peace sooner, but we'll come out stronger. Often we think that, I wanted this, whatever it is, so bad, be it a job or, a house or a person, a partner. You want it so bad, and that you're just holding on to it, and all the signs are there that is draining your energy and you shouldn't have it, but you want it so bad, or you want it, but you don't need it, and it's just draining all your energy. So what you want to do is you want to try to follow the peace. Because in every moment there's peace waiting to be enjoyed. And when you align yourself with that, then that's when you start to make progress. When you have realized spending time by yourself and not being around a certain energy that's causing you stress. And when you realize that peace, then you realize, okay, this might be a good thing. Okay, so when you don't have peace, you cannot grow to your potential. Remember, peace is both a path and a destination. Okay, you're going to take the path to peace, but there's peace out there. And when you get there, you will know it. Okay, so use your senses to know when peace is starting to escape you. You don't always have to, see things to know things. Use your gut. I tell people all the time, I use my intuition. My intuition is very good. I don't have to know facts to know that something's amiss. Now, I will find out those facts, but I don't need the facts to know something's amiss and start doing my research and know when I got to go. Okay, so there's a search process that you have to follow. Question. You got to question things yourself. When did I last feel peace? What was I doing? What was I thinking? What does my soul need now? Okay, and then you have to have envisioning. Okay, you got to be able to envision you to living in that moment that you're imagining that is peace, to get a preview of whether a certain activity is going to restore your peace before you commit that activity. If I leave this situation, long term, envision what's going to happen. And if that look good and feel good, that might be what you need to do. Okay, and then sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes you got to shift and move until you meet peace. It's trial and error, because we don't always know for sure. It's like when people are like, oh, they want to move to a different state, but they've never been to that state. They've heard about it, done some research, but what if I don't like it? And then you move. Okay. I mean, it's different when you have, children and other people, that, rely on you, but still, that don't mean you can't move. If you do not have peace where you are, move. Okay, and then often we have, like, what I'm talking about is course corrections. You go, it's like driving. You're driving to get to the store. Like right now, I'm parked at Trader Joe's because I've just left an appointment and I wanted to actually go somewhere else. And so I didn't put my GPS on because I thought I knew where I was going, right? I thought I knew the directions anyway. And so I realized, oh man, I should have went on the other side. So what I decided to do was to stop here at Trader Joe's, because I could pick up something from Trader Joe's. I wanted to quickly make this video because I have appointments later and I didn't want it to slip. And then I said, oh, it's a Tesla supercharger here. Let me sit here for this 20 minutes, do this, charge my car, and then go back, correct my course, and go where I really wanted to go. But I'm like, but I could best use this time. So, it's about course correction. Now I could have been like, oh man, I'm missing. Now I got to either go back or now I got to go home. And then tomorrow I got to do this. See, there's my peace. I wouldn't have been willing to do a course correction. I'm going to do my course correction because sometimes a time sensitive pivot is needed. Now that was kind of a very basic, example, but use that in your life. Sometimes a correction is needed. And it's time sensitive. You got to do it when you got to do it. Okay? So, one of the hardest things for us to discern is how to stay in step with the actions that lead us to balance. Because the path to balance is a dance. Okay? And the rhythm is peace. But we have to stay aligned. It's hard to discern, but it's almost, like he puts in the book, being a pilot versus an aviator. See, we want to be an aviator in our life because the main difference is, the pilot, he's getting in there and he just seems to have little control over the experience. He gets in the pilot, he know how to fly the plane. He gonna get where you got to go. But see, the aviator has an entirely different experience. He recognizes that the plane is designed in a certain way. He recognizes that you have to yield to conditions that you cannot change, and you have to embrace those challenges. So, that's what the difference is. So you have to learn to be the aviator of your life and not just get in and you just driving it. You got to learn, when conditions change, you got to learn how to switch with the conditions. Okay, don't just fly from Long Beach Airport to LAX, and then if something happened, you got to call in because you don't know what to do. This is your life. Okay, this is your life. Okay, so the other thing to remember is that surrendering to peace has a lot to do with getting our thoughts under control. Because our thoughts are all over the place, and if we keep allowing that and disrupting that, we'll never get to peace. So we have to get to the point where we're removing things that disrupt our thoughts. And there's a whole lot of things that disrupt our thoughts. There's a whole lot of people that want to disrupt your thoughts for a whole lot of reasons, okay? So, we don't necessarily have to be fighting our way to peace. We have to just surrender our way into it because we know what it is. Everybody knows what peace is. But it's like you want to fight everything that that the environment and the universe is telling you to do and accept all this other stuff. And so you can't do that. Okay? So now the other thing that leads to balance and peace is your day. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but schedule your priorities. That's by Stephen Covey. Remember that. Don't just you can put all this stuff on your schedule and you're like, okay, what I'm going to do first? What I'm going to do second? Schedule your priorities. We all know what our priorities are. You know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. Make sure you schedule those first. The rest is just the rest. The rest is fun. Okay? So at the core of being balanced is discipline. You have to have consistent discipline. We have to take inventory of our resources and manage them appropriately because our resources are limited. Y'all, we can't stay up 40 hours a day and just do everything. We have to use our time and our energy wisely, not arbitrarily. So since we only have one life to live, why not make it count by being insightful, intuitive, intelligent, and intentional? Those things we already are about our own time, our own day. Okay? So make sure that that you stay in touch with your thoughts and your beliefs, and just that way you become aligned to your truest and highest identity. Okay? So let's make sure we do it. Many people are frustrated because they get locked into this rhythm of existence that's not even truly authentic to who they are. They just doing stuff. So every once in a while you have to ask yourself, who am I? No, you're not just a mother. You're not just a father. You're not just a daughter. Who are you? And so when you can discover your identity, you're getting closer to balance. So, the spirit of balance wants to get you to the real you, because the real you has a mission. Everybody has a mission. The real you has a mission, but it's about, consistent discipline. I understand sometimes you want to just do what you want to do. You want to have fun. Life is to be lived. We're supposed to be out here having fun. But before you get to that fun, you have to do certain things to make sure you can stay in that fun. Because our daily lives should be a practical expression of who we truly are. So when you're balanced, you're sharper, you're more loving, you're patient, you're innovative, and you're creative. And whatever you do seems to prosper. And when you are all those things, your life cannot be anything but spectacular. And then anyone who's attached to you, your children, your grandchildren, your siblings, can't do anything but be spectacular because they're falling behind you. And that's one thing we have to remember. We're leaving behind generations that's messed up. Why? Because we're not being our best authentic selves and showing them what that means. We showing them a hot mess. I'm not scared to say it. We showing them a hot mess. So we can't keep doing that. Okay, so you owe it to your children, your grandchildren, and on to do this for yourself so that you can show them something. Okay? Okay. So you have to get to the point that you are a gatekeeper of your day. You got to have a general criteria of what your day is. It's got to be disciplined. So you got to know things that sustain the territory that you've gained. Okay, so you've gotten to a certain point. What things allow me to keep that? Okay, and then you got to know things that gain territory that you didn't have before. Okay, how can I do better? And then things that are of service to others. Okay, so sustaining territory is about preservation of what you have. Okay, you've gained some things. How are you going to keep it? You know, you got a good job. How are you going to keep it? You have some financial stability. How are you going to keep it? And then we talk about gaining territory. So that's about producing more. Okay, so how are you going to produce more? You can't just be satisfied with just what you gained so far, because life changes. Everything gets more expensive. So you can't just say, well, where I am is where I'm going to be. Nope. Nope. Where you were when gas was $2.45 a gallon is not where you should be now that gas is almost $9 a gallon. Period. And then the greatest thing that you can ever do in life is serve someone or some mission. What are you going to do? I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? We can't be so involved with ourselves and it's just about me that we're not willing to do anything for anyone else. And the thing is, if you don't get yourself together, you can't do nothing for nobody else. Okay? So let's talk about a baseline for balance. So first of all, you gotta have things you do every day. So first of all, what I'm gonna say what I do, and I'm gonna say this is what you should probably be doing some of this. You gotta start each day by prioritizing yourself. Get centered first. Whether you just get up and you stretch, you meditate, you pray, have a cup of coffee, take a shower, whatever you do in the morning to just get centered. Me, I read the word. You know, I read the word and I read my daily prayer that gets emailed to me every day. And I walk my dog. That's how I do me first. Okay, if those don't happen, then nothing else is going to happen. If nothing else, I do take a shower. But those are the things I make sure I do every day. So if I just kind of say I'm not doing anything, but you know, I take a shower because I got to wake up. I'm not a morning person. But the next thing you want to do is, and I don't do this because I don't have this, but you want to check in with the person you're doing life with. And you know, obviously by that we mean if you have a significant other. Check in with the person you're doing life with. It's important to be aligned with your partner. Communication is key. And if you start the day off right, you're going to end the day off right. So make sure you check in with your significant other. See what they're about. See what's going on with them. Exercise. So, like I said earlier, one thing I do, I walk my dog, so I get my exercise. But then I do this is a 15-minute exercise every day. I'm not a big gym rat. I do not go to the gym. But I will do some exercise every morning. And to me, it's because I have to make sure I give daily attention to my intimate friend. Who's my intimate friend? My body. Your body. If you take care of your body will reward you by taking care of you. You know, there's so many benefits to exercising. It you know, mental health, your mood, your body. Okay? You know, you're thinking, you're learning, but your body. You know, everybody, I'm going to say everybody, but a lot of times when people are complaining about their body, they don't exercise. Sorry about that. They don't exercise. You know, another thing is to eat breakfast. Now, breakfast can mean whatever to you, because I'm not a big morning eater. So for me, I have a protein shake, but I put all kinds of fruits and veggies and things in it. But you have to give your body the nourishment and the energy that it needs to perform well and concentrate. You cannot start your day without some kind of nourishment, because our bodies are just not made to take that. Okay? And then after that, I'm ready to present myself to the world. I dress. Okay? Even if I'm working from home, I get fully dressed. Because to me, it's like showing up and showing out. So if you're working from home, and I know a lot of us are right now, get dressed, because that's for you. That's not for anybody else. You know, if you have children, touch your kids. And by that, I mean, reach out to them, text them, call them, you know, do that nearly every day. You know, if you can add some kind of unique wisdom, do that. But, you know, you gotta reach out to them, because these kids are going through a lot. And we have to make sure that they know they're loved by family, just random family, just random stuff. Reach out to them. You know, your morning meetings, whatever you got going on, make sure you eat lunch. See, lunch, I think, is an important break in the middle of the day to recalibrate. You know, you had your morning. Now take a little lunch. It don't have to be no particular time, but it's a little break to just kind of get away from the office, get outside, if you're home office, whatever else, but take a short little lunch. Back to work. And then try to find an hour or so toward the end of the day for play. Now, play could be reading a book, watching Netflix, sitting outside, listening to music. Sometimes I sit on my balcony and I just people watch. I just watch. I don't really go out there because, we still in the pandemic. So I'm not going out there. But whatever that means, to you. And have dinner. And if you have a family, have dinner with your family. Make them put the phones away. Focus on the person who's speaking. Have dinner with your family. Don't just sit and got your phone. I'm not with that. If you sitting there and everybody got their cell phones out, that's just crazy. What's the point? What's the point? Stop that. Yeah, really, for real, stop that. I go to restaurants sometimes, and everybody at the table, I look around, everybody at the table got their phones out. Why? Why? Turn your phone off. See, my thing is, if you're having lunch or dinner with me, any meal, and you keep picking up your phone and answer, you're not giving me my quality time. I don't even want to go to lunch with you again. Why? Put your phone, put it up. Ooh, that's one of my pet peeves, to be honest. That's one of my pet peeves. I probably don't really say anything to people when they do it, but I won't really go to another meal with them. Because that's showing what you find important right at that point. We're going to be at lunch or dinner for what, 1 whole hour? And you can't put your phone up? I make my phone, my son, I tell him, first of all, I tell him if you pick up your phone, you're paying the bill. And then I order a lot of food. But I also tell him, I keep just telling him, put your phone or I'll snatch it out of his hand. I'm that kind of mama. That's my balance. I mean, sometimes balance is about being sensitive to where the greatest need is in a given moment. So it's about listening to the squeaky wheel and then attending to that squeaky wheel. You know what I'm saying? So you take care of something right away, so it doesn't become a bigger problem. And then the other thing you need to do, you got to shut down to power up. You got to shut down. You got to get some good sleep. Because you can't use all of your energy. Because if you use all of your energy, okay, it's kind of like, using all the gas in your car till it's empty and you're on the side of the road. Now you got to deal with that. Now it's more a problem to go. You got to walk to a gas station or get in the back of some white van with some man. They'll never find your body to get some gas when you should have shut it down, got some gas, and then let it power up. That's your body. Just shut down, and you can shut down however you need to. You can read a little, say a prayer. Find a way to get grateful. Watch a little TV at the end of it. But just what you want to do is optimistically look forward to the opportunities of tomorrow. That's how you want to shut down. That's how you want to go to sleep. And then the last thing is protecting your balance. I've said this before. At all costs, protect your balance. Something is always going to get in there. But you have the ability, the power in your own life to protect your balance and protect your peace. Okay? So it takes focus and discipline, but you have to be committed to that. You want to stay full and hungry. And by that I mean you want to be full with peace that's in your life, but you want to be hungry for more. You want to always be searching about it. It's about becoming who you are. Full in that you're satisfied, because you realize you're on your way to becoming more. Hungry in that you realize and recognize that you're not there yet and that growth awaits you. Okay, so the pathway to balance, as you see, is fluid. It just keeps going and going and going. And that's the fun of it, right? So remember that consistency is the key to being great. And if you're great at becoming balanced, then you're going to be great at everything. And when you are balanced, you have rich peace. You have a sense of clarity like nothing else. Your thoughts are going to be clear, healthy, and positive. So the balanced version of you doesn't perceive lack. Lack doesn't exist in balance. Okay, you're calm, you're settled, you're patient, and you know that you're abundant because you're still going to get there. So you don't feel like I'm lacking something. You're going to be in a state of rest. So remember, to stay at that high altitude of balance, you're going to have to regularly protect and defend, because everybody they won't like what you're doing. Everybody won't like the new you. Okay? Have a vision, and make sure you have a vision. But here's what you do. Visit that vision obsessively. Like always be looking at it. Like, yeah, that's what I'm going to get. Yeah. Visit it. Because the more you see it, the more you want it. Okay, the more you want it. And in everything that you do, I'm going to tell you, bring your own air. Bring your own positive air. Because a lot of times, people are going to bring that negativity. So you got to be able to pivot. You got to be able to pivot with people. You know, pivot over here. And don't be in that environment. You got to know when an environment is something you don't want to be in. Now, you don't got to tell people, you know what, I don't want to be around here with you. You don't got to do all that. Pivot. What they say in Friends? Pivot. Pivot. So, I'm sorry. But the challenge is in discerning who stays or who has to go. Who has to go. And some people go, you're going to have to make that decision. Some people are going to have to go in order to preserve your balance and fulfill your mission. And what's your mission? Your mission is to achieve that balance and that peace, the highest level of it. Okay, now remember, some people will have to grow into your vision. Okay, because everybody, you know, your vision is if it's at the highest, some people might not be there. Now, they may not be negative in drawing you back, but they're not there. So they're going to have to grow into your vision. But remember, others will have to go for the sake of your vision. Okay, and maturity, it comes down to knowing the difference. And as you get closer and closer to balance, you'll know. You'll know. Okay, and I don't know who said, was it Oprah who said that people will teach you everything you need to know about them. All you got to do is pay attention. If you listen to a person long enough, they'll tell you who they truly are. And then it's going to be up to you to make a hard decision sometime. And if you don't, who's that on? That ain't on them. That's on you. So, you know, we've talked about a whole lot in this book, and I love it. I'm so glad you came with me on this path. I feel like I'll be a different person after this. I really do. And remember that this journey, it's lifelong. It's a lifelong process because life changes and it goes here, goes there, and you got to learn to pivot. Pivot. I'm sorry. But, you know, it doesn't happen overnight. Okay, remember that. It does not happen overnight. And if you need anything, you want to talk about anything, please know that you can reach out to me. In the many ways nowadays that we have to reach out to people, you know, just please remember that. I hope you enjoyed this book. And I'm going to find the next one. If you have any suggestions on the next book, let me know. Because, you know, I'm all about the just moving forward. So, you know, thank you again. Much love, blessings, and peace.